New York, yo! Go, New York, go, New York, go!
Good afternoon, Knicks fans, Knicks nations all over the world. We are here today. Welcome to another edition to Knicks Dreams. We are joined today by Hakeem the Dream, Bill Stradamus, Santana, and yours truly, 2.0. Today we'll be discussing the our latest win over the Sacramento Kings, and we'll be getting into what we expect for today's game against the Indiana Pacers. So to kick it off, I'm going to send it up top to Santana.
Good afternoon, Knicks Nation, and again, welcome to the next edition of Sky Hoops Knicks Dreams. To join the conversation, please drop your comments in the chat room, and of course, we're going to also include the actual link to come in as a panelist. If you want to join the actual panel and chop it up with us, you're welcome to jump on board and exchange ideas, suggestions, comments, whatever the case may be. With that being said, I'm going to kick it off and pass the ball to my man Dream so he can tell us what he thought about the Sacramento Knicks game.
Thanks for the pass. And since I was doing it for the little man last time, I didn't get to go through all my dunks. So I'm going to grab this one, and we're going to start it off going right down the hole on Sean Bradley with a Robert Pack tomahawk. Let's get it going. Welcome to Saturday. So basically, we took it to them early. We set the tone, which is what we needed to do against this kind of a team. This kind of a team tends to hang around. Guys who don't really play that much tend to make names for themselves against us and that type of thing. We had some blunders going throughout the first couple of quarters overall. So we ended up with a strong performance. We had a halftime lead, and Rose starting. I know a lot of us had trepidation about it, or some concerns about it, how it was going to affect the rest of the team. But it actually, for now, and maybe for a short stint, not anything extended over long term, but for the time being, it showed that, hey man, he could step in as the starter, and it didn't really affect the second unit that much because Quickly showed up. So both of them got their games going, and the rest of the team just followed pretty much. do the rest of the thing. That being said, I'm gonna pass it around. I'm gonna do a lefty fake, a magic throwback to the right. Go ahead, Bill Stradamus.
You're muted, Bill. You muted. You're good now.
All right. I'll take this. I'll just do the George Gervin finger roll on this one. That's fine.
George Gervin.
George Gervin.
Okay.
So I don't know if Dreams has ever seen him.
I've seen him. I do my research. I do my research.
All right. The one with the finger roll.
The Iceman.
Yes, sir. Now, good game the other day. Good game against the Kings. Good observation with regard to Rose being in the starting lineup, and it's like everything ran well. But an observation that I made is that all of this talk about Quickly and Rose playing together, it seemed like they both played better when Rose was in the starting lineup. He played one of his best games, and then when Quickly came in, he played probably his best game. And they weren't on the floor. They were on the floor together at times, but Quickly was running the second team more so than Rose was, because of Peyton. So I like that. I like the fact that Randall is still able, which is a true proof that he is a star. He is a star now because he was able to get his, like he always does, within the flow.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, trying to take over and forcing them to give him the ball and opposed to this and that. He, within the flow of the game, he just manages to do what he does. What he had, 21 and 14, and he played 31 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Good game. But then our marksmen showed up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Both Bullock and Burks, and even Barrett. They all played, solid games. Barrett didn't do that much. I mean, he only had 25 minutes, 12 points in 25 minutes. That was good. But Burks had one of those games that we were expecting him to have when he had gotten injured. Prior to his injury, he was having these type of shooting performances, and he had 24 points in 25 minutes. Overall, good game, and we basically blew them out, which I wasn't expecting. But a win is a win, as 2.0 always says, so we'll take it. And I don't want to hog up all of the time. So with that being said, I'll throw it over to my blue side and hit 2.0. Chest pass.
Thank you for the pass. Not only did Bill Stradamus did not expect it, but when we did the revision about who was going to be in and who was going to be out, he changed his prediction to a loss.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
And good for him that he was wrong.
Yes.
But he was right in the fact that the expectation wasn't that there was going to be any kind of a blowout. We all need to step back a little and not think that this is going to be permanent. I don't know that Rose can play 28 minutes a game at this stage of his career. He's supposed to be good for 15 to 20 minutes a game. Okay, maybe even to be 22, but not every night. Yes, it looked great. Listen, oh my God, what a game from start to finish. There was a lull. There was always, we were talking at halftime. I was talking to Santana at halftime, and I said, all the problem is we had 77 points in the first half and 69 or 68 points in the second half. So it was like no letdown completely, but it was a letdown because we let them score 30-something points in the third quarter. And that's the problem. We were having that discussion at halftime. I'm like, I'm concerned about the third quarter, man. If they can get through with this third quarter, everything will be all right. And they held it. They held it because they only, they only lost that quarter by 8 points. By 8 points. But still in all, their production went down in the third quarter. It was 38, 39, 24, and 39. And the only reason that we came off that we went that third quarter was such a low production? Because he stuck with the starting unit too long. We keep saying this every time, man. Like he stuck with this substitution patterns. When them young boys were doing it in the second quarter, you know, he wasn't even the starters the first 5 minutes. We gave them at least 8 minutes or so. He felt like, you know, they were there all game long. And only when he got down to 7 points or so was when he brought those kids in and then he left them in. So he gives and he takes away. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave us the second unit through the middle of the third and all the way almost to the end of the game. I never saw Barrett after he got took out because Burks is the 2 guard. Burks is not a 3. He's the 2 guard. And unfortunately, it's great that he comes off the bench, but he's a better 2 guard than Barrett right now. Yeah. But it's great that he comes off the bench. But again, the excitement, it was great to see that game live. I was so excited that I ran across the street and we were banging on the window of the MSG goal. And Wally Sevriak was like, yo! I tried to, you know, promote us as much as I can. I don't know if anybody heard us. We had us on camera. I was yelling Knicks dreams or every foul shot that I could.
Oh God.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was a great experience. They did what they were supposed to do. I think I read in the thing, and I'm going to shut up after this, that, it's only about the Sacramento Kings. But, you know, even Novak, he was being interviewed, and he said, hey, you got to do it against the bad teams before you can do it against the good teams. So it's like you can't complain that they're doing it against a bad team because if they lose to that team, then you're going to hit us over the head that they're losing to a bad team. But if we beat a bad team, it's only a bad team. Can't have it both ways. So I'm going to kick it right back to Dream. Maybe, you know, he can give us some more stats and more observations.
Our hockey passer Santana, did you get a chance to chime in yet on this or what?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you know, overall, you know, they came out, they did their thing, which they should. And I'm glad that they did because against the team that you're supposed to beat, you should beat. And so they did beat them. And that's great. They did give up a lot of points, you know, so the defense wasn't there. It was an offensive game. You got away with that with this team because of their defense. Their defense isn't at our level. And so we were able to get away with that. I mean, we were just manhandling them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Julius was just like, it didn't matter who was defending him. When he was in that low post, It was like a man child in the low post, just handling his business, and he could finish at will. And then Derrick Rose, of course, the first play of the game, he's attacking the basket, which is a great thing. The point that you made regarding him being able to, you know, log 28 minutes or more, you don't want to do that, especially during the regular season. Maybe in the playoffs you could get away with that. You know, you spot him here or there and stuff like that, but you definitely don't want to do that now because you want him to be ready come playoff time. And again, I did say playoffs, and I'm sticking with it. All right, I'm sticking with it. Okay?
Absolutely.
I saw it a long time ago, but now I think 2.0 is seeing the light. I think he's seeing the light. I don't know, but I think he is.
He needed that garden.
2.0. Come.
You know, we welcome you. We welcome you. I know you're resisting, but we welcome you. Don't worry about it, brother.
Not there yet.
So you know, that's the thing in terms of the substitution patterns and rotations and stuff like that. I think what Tibbs is doing is he's creating a culture of habit. Okay, and as much as we would like to switch it up when the moment calls for it, I think what he's trying to do is he's just trying to get these guys to understand how many minutes they're going to have a game, you know, how many minutes they're going to play in a game, when they're going to be coming in and out and stuff like that, regardless of what the outcome may be during their time frame, which is a double-edged sword because when they're not playing well and you're sticking with them, then that creates the anxiety of, hey, listen, we need to change this up. Let's bring in the second unit. Let's make sure they're running and gunning. The flip side of that is if they're not playing well, then you send them a message. Hey, listen, for this game, forget the rotation. We got to win. We're going to go with the horses that are helping us win, that are producing on the floor, and then we'll reset for the next game. So I think maybe that's something that he needs to kind of reconcile in some way, shape, or form. And hopefully he will, because I think the players trust his decision-making enough that you're not going to lose them. You're not going to lose the players if you don't play them the amount of minutes that they expect to play on a game-to-game basis. You could just reset the next game. He hasn't lost them. Case in point, look at Frank. Frank came out and he balled out. And he hadn't played for X amount of games. And this was a great surprise considering that Peyton didn't play. I think that's what helped that second unit, stay cool. Because Quickly, he comes in, but he's looking to score. That's what Quickly does. He's not a pure point.
Yeah.
He's a scoring point. He's a combo guard, but he's more of a scoring guard than anything else. The Frank addition there kind of settled him down a little bit. Quickly had the ball, but every now and then Frank had the ball, and then, he passed the ball. So I think that was what helped. I'm not going to say too much because I know there's a lot on the table that many want to chew on. So I'm going to pass the rock back to Dream. And Dream, you fly. Fly,
Thanks,
brother.
I see that ball in the air, so I'm gonna snatch it out of the air and dunk it on Candy with a little Allen Iverson put back.
All right.
So that's what we got going on. Sorry, Candy. So I was pleasantly surprised, as probably all of us were, to see 5-Speed have his moment at the Garden with the crowd finally there, right?
Yeah.
We saw that energy, and he's an energy guy, and they matched up well for that night, and boom, blew up, and like the rest of the team just fed off of that, right? So that was wonderful to see. Still get worried that even in the midst of all this good stuff, we're giving up 29, 30 points a quarter. 3 of the quarters, they almost scored like 30 or plus points, so even over, right? So that was a little shaky because we're also not going to be shooting 60% from the floor and 50% from 3. We understand that about our team, right? But the only thing that really kept them in the game is that they also shot 50% from the floor. They were like lights out, and until the fourth quarter where we finally just put them away enough where they just kind of, I think they buckled and it was over at that point. And man, we were resurrecting guys out of retirement and of the grave. I saw Gerald Wilkins pass to Allen Houston for a 3 at the end of the game. I didn't know what to do with myself. 21-20, baby. It was beautiful to see. But with that being said, I toss it back down to Bill Sadamas. Take it away, big man.
Listen, that was great observation. And back to Quickly, before he even came in, the Garden they were chanting for him.
Yeah,
they were chanting for Quickly before he even got any burn, which I thought was great. The crowd was good. You guys were good, 2.0. Y'all were great, man, because it seemed like there was more than 2,000 in that building. It really did.
It felt good. It felt good.
Like 10.
So job well done. You are our in the field correspondent for the evening, and you earned your paycheck.
There you go.
But now back to what you were saying, Dream. I agree wholeheartedly. During the game on our chat, I was saying, this was like one of the best halves since Patrick and them were playing. That I was just enjoying the game. Yeah. And then there were others who were pointing out, but our defense, which I understand. So I had to change it now. That was one of our best offensive halves in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Say it again. Say it again.
Our best offensive pass in a long, long time. And basically, we happened to have a game where everybody played well, which is not, that's not the norm. But on this particular night, I had no problem with what anybody did out there, basically. And then my man Frank got to get some burn. I was one of those guys who's been trying to take up for Frank for the past 3 seasons.
You a
And then this
Frankster, huh?
season-
You a Frankster?
Yeah, I was until this season. I declared I got off the Frank bandwagon. I was like, listen, this is season 4 with him, and if he's not out there, it must be a reason why. And I was starting to put him in that boat because I don't know if you guys see on YouTube during the summers, you see him posting these videos of him working out. And one thing that did get better, his handle got a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
His handle got a lot better. And his defense was there. He had a few steals during the game, and he had steals that led to fast breaks. Like he had some key steals.
Yeah.
Well, we had the game in hand, but he still got some steals that led to some fast breaks, some outlets. And I just appreciated the fact that he was able to stay ready. And when his number was called, he just came in and balled.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he just came in and did nothing. He actually affected the game for the few minutes that he got.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Our big men played well. Our big men, starting with the leader, Randall, he played well. Noel, he played well. 8 and 7. That's a good game for him. But I don't know how many games Mitch has been out, but we still we still have to have a minute restriction for Noel, because try to give him 40 minutes, them knees will be howling, and then he'll have to sit for a few games. So it's good the way he's using both Noel and Gibson. He gave them 23 and 24 minutes respectively. So that's good. And Gibson had a good game, 9 and 7. And Gibson is just that solid vet that we need out there, especially during the times when the young ones are out there running. He's able to play with them, even at his advanced age, because he understands certain positions. He understands the defensive aspect of it. He understands where to be when we're taking those shots, whether it's on the offensive end, and he understands where to be when the opposing team is taking the shots, so that he can position himself for the rebound, outlet, or etc. So I like how he's playing. But in Rose had a little, I guess, a 2012 flashback, especially in that first quarter. Because before he missed, I think he hit 7 straight before he missed the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was on fire.
Something like that. So he was on fire. Quick, Obi-Wan, he only got 17 minutes. In his 17 minutes, 3 points, 3 rebounds. He didn't try to do too much.
Yeah, the highlight of the night, though.
Yeah, yes, he did. He had the highlight of the night. Even Kevin Knox got a little burn. He was able to squeeze, he was able to hit a 3 in his 3 minutes of action.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, listen, like I said, no problem. And then they gave Superfan some burn as well. He didn't score. But he had, when he came in the game, I was in here chanting MVP. MVP. He had an assist. 2 minutes, he had an assist. So,
man. Listen.
Okay, so with that said, let me go behind the net, back over to you 2.0.
All right, thank you. First of all, don't make fun of Superfan. Everybody has a role on the team.
I like it.
Some of us are going to get in the game, and some of us are going to be cheerleaders. We'll be the pom-pom girls at the end of the bench. And that's fine, because we need somebody to come on, let's go,
Yeah.
As far as the highlight of the game or whatever, my man took that ball
From where?
of the key.
Yep.
And he got a layup out of that. I just look the other way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to tell the ref anything. They didn't want to do their job. That's fine. But my man took about 4 steps. That's all right. He grabbed the ball, never bounced it. He's like, okay. It looked so good that nobody was paying attention. Okay? But if you play that highlight, you'll see. He grabbed wonderful, Nilikina again. I don't know if this means that he's going to see more burn, but he didn't seem insecure. See, all the years past, he was insecure. In that game, he was like, all right. Took it to the hole and made the basket. He took a 3-pointer and made it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, hey, and he stole the ball. And the reason why, what's his name again? He couldn't get the ball to him, man. Buddy Hield. Every time that they were trying to do that, pass it, he threw the ball away about 2 or 3 times. What's
Fox.
What's his name? Is the point guard there?
Fox.
Fox.
Right. He threw the ball away because the defense, man, this guy was hounding him all the time that he had to be at him. And even when he played Halliburton, he slowed him down too.
Yeah, but Halliburton cooked him.
Halliburton kind of got
Halliburton cooked him.
Halliburton's nice.
Wait a minute. He did even more than that last game.
No, he slowed down a little bit.
So he slowed him down. He only got 17 points. How many he had the last game? 25, 26? Huh? He was killing
Similar.
No J.
Yeah.
He was killing No J.
Yeah.
All right. He gonna get his.
Yeah.
He didn't kill us. And that was because he was Ntilikina was hounding him a little bit closer.
Yeah.
So, okay, he was making contested shots.
Yeah.
In the last game, he was open for those shots. Okay, so you got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, I'm not saying that he held them down to 10 points, but he didn't score 20 plus.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the Knicks are concerned, man, everybody scored in double figures. And if you want to count 8 for Noel and 9 for Taj, our centers scored in double figures too. So, it was great to see. It was all around good. I think that they were so into their game offensively that they dropped off a little bit on the defense. A little bit. But still, man, it's like almost a 20-point win. 19-point win. I mean, you want them to really expend that much energy on defense when they're up 18 and 19 all of the game. It's just normal, human nature to just relax a little bit on defense. Just gonna be there.
Especially when you're scoring 140.
Right, but I don't have to win the game on defense. I'm already winning the game on offense. All I have to do is let you get your 2, as long as I'm getting my 2 or my 3 over there. When Burke started cooking, woo! I think he missed 1 shot in the 4th quarter. But everything else was just going in. Even the contested shots, man. He was turning around at those guys in the corner, because they were shooting at the end where the other benches, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was like, just talking to them. I don't know.
He's getting his Klay Thompson on there.
Oh my God. Anyway, it was I wish you all were there. Unfortunately, that cannot be. But I just hope that they have more games like this. I don't want 140 points. I just want them to score in the 4th quarter. Even though they let down in the 3rd quarter, that was the worst quarter that they had. They at least score over 20 points. You know what I'm saying? It isn't like they score 15 in the 3rd quarter like they normally do.
Mm-hmm.
It was a normal quarter, 20 to 25 points. But they allowed the other team to score 8 or 10 or 7 more points than they did. But then we came back in the 4th quarter and we lit them up. They had no answer. And once we ran away from them, we started separating from them. They sort of kind of like, we're not going to catch up to this team today. And they realized that, and they just was, going through the motions, playing the game, but not necessarily thinking that they had any chance of coming back. And that's what's good about it. Because we don't normally do this. Score 40 points in the quarter, 4th quarter. What was it, 39?
39.
That's ridiculous. We might
39 in the 2nd quarter as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, We might do that in the 1st quarter, but never in the 4th quarter. And that was the difference. I mean, like it was they made it a game. They brought it down to about 7 points. And then when they brought in that second unit, oh my God, that was the best part of the game. That was the best part of it. I mean, the 77 points in the first half was wonderful too, but just being able to, because you start getting the anxiety about, they're going to make it close. These guys are going to get hot. Oh, and then all of a sudden that second unit came in, and like you said, man, quickly running the team, and even Frank running the team. He came with the ball down a couple of times, but quickly ran around, and he got an assist off of that too. And Coach Quigley needs that too. It's not that he just separates and starts shooting all the time, which he did most of the time that he made his shots was off of his own that pick and roll, the high pick and roll, and guys were going under the pick, and he was able to shoot it just like Rose was doing. I don't trust Rose to do that often either. I don't believe that's Rose. Rose, once he went in for that layup, the first one, okay, he all of a sudden kind of like felt, some energy or something, because he then hit a 3-point after that. And it was like Rose 7 or 9 and the Kings 2 or 3, It was just Rose against the Kings. But it was wonderful to see. It was great to see him have that burst of energy.
Okay, Henry, let me get a break in there, man. Breathe, man. Get some water, man. Wow, get some water, brother.
Okay.
Because we got to transition, man. We got to transition.
Okay.
Brother was on a roll.
Oh, man. Listen, it was just so much, man.
Leave for us, brother. Leave some on the table for us, brother.
I could write a thesis.
I know. It's a dissertation, brother.
I just need 30 seconds. I don't need a thesis.
Leave some on the table for us, brother.
Take it away, Santana.
Oh, man.
So I'm gonna make mine real brief, because we need to transition into tonight's game and stuff like that. But overall, they it was one of those games. Every season we'll have one of those games where everything that we do just is flowing. The shots are dropping. The people are making the right plays. They're making the right decisions and stuff like that. So that's what I attribute this victory to. And, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now it's a matter of positioning ourselves against the Pacers tonight. And that's not going to be a walkover, because the Pacers are just as good, if not probably a little better than us. And they have horses, and they play both sides of the ball. They really come to play. They're going to get physical too. You know what I mean? They're not going to just lay over. And I wouldn't say that they're like a run and gun team, but I'll say that they like to mix it up here and there. They'll run with you every now and then, but they can play the half-court game very well too. And so, we're going to have our hands full, plus the fact that the last time we played them, we beat them. So they want a little bit of bounce, they want a get-back game or payback game. So that's what I anticipate in tonight's game. With that said, let me drop the ball over to Dream, so Dream can give us, his take on what he thinks about the Pacers for tonight's game.
Thank you. I'm gonna step back 3 on these guys, and like you said, we talked a little bit earlier. This is a back-to-back for Indiana, so hopefully they expended a little bit of energy yesterday. That's important for us, coming into yesterday or last night when I was doing my little analysis, my little breakdown of Indiana. Sabonis still hadn't been the replacement for Kevin Durant. So I initially came into this thinking he was going to have a chip on his shoulder for Randall getting the spot that he also qualifies for, I'll say. He's playing just as well as Randall. He's doing the same things for Indiana that Randall's doing for us. Scoring, rebounding, and assisting. The whole show goes through them, right? For the most part, without being too, greedy with everything as far as the offense. Now with that not being the case, they're still a strong team. They still need to be respected. We've had 2 games against them. First game didn't go so well for us, and you guys can tell me which quarter we failed at. Go ahead. Third quarter. We are in quarter. Right? So third quarter hurt us. Second game, that wasn't the case. So we were able to make adjustments, see them a second time, prepare for them better, play better in that game, which most of our down low guys did. So we have a little adjustments to our team the second time around, or third time around, I should say, because now we have Rose, but we don't have Mitch. So there's a little bit of a switch up in our team and in their team as well, because they got a couple of guys out. And they've made trades since the last time we played them. No more Oladipo for them. They also don't have Karis LeVert. So now they got guys like McDonald, something like that, right? And then they also have McDermott sliding into their starting lineup. We know what these guys are about. We've seen McDonald, I forgot his last name. McDermott, I'm sorry. So we've seen him, TJ. I'll call him TJ. So we've seen TJ in Philadelphia doing this thing as a backup point guard, so we know what he brings to the table. Same thing, we have McDermott here, right? Spot up shooter for the most part. He'll try to drive here and there, but most of the time he's a spot up shooter. Run these guys off the line. We'll have a battle just like we did last time. Play better in the third quarter. Keep it moving. Let's try to put this next W in the win column. We need this just like we needed the last one. The other team needed it more than we did, but we showed out better than they did. They came to play, but we came to play better than they did. So we need to carry that over into this game. And, it's not going to be easy, but it's possible. We can do this, right? We went from outside of the standings on Thursday night now to tie for 5th. So one game, anyway, in any direction for about 4 or 5 teams right now is sliding those standings drastically. So we need to stay on the positive side of those slides. With that being said, I'll toss it over. Bill Stradamus, we'll see what you got, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Left hand finger roll this time.
Wow, all right.
I'm ambidextrous going to the with tonight's game, both teams need it. However, what do I always say? We at the crib.
That's a crib.
We've already played them twice, so we kind of know each other and what each other's going to bring. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be the team who imposes their style of play over the other who will walk out of there with the win. And I think we have an advantage with them coming off a game just last night while we had a couple of days to rest and to study film and to study certain things that have happened with regard to the prior 2 games that we played them. Certain people who have had good games against us, Sabonis. The first game he killed us. Second game not so much. But we got to look out for Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, he's
that dude. He's a problem.
Yeah,
he's a problem. He's one that I don't. I bet you Milwaukee wishes they still had him.
Oh,
I bet you they wish they still had him. That guy is a very good player, so we have to watch out for him. We have to watch out for Turner. I was watching the game last night. Turner's, looked like he got his legs under him, and especially like defensively. And he gave us problems last game. He gave us problems. Was it last game or the first time we played them? One of those games, he gave us problems. Which was the game where he had like 8 blocks against us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might have been the first one.
Yeah. So, like I said, though, with all of that being said about them, they are a good team. The winner of tonight's game hits 500 on their record.
Right.
The Pacers are 15-16. We're 16-17. So the winner is at 500, and the loser will be 2 games under 500. So therefore, like I said, we at the crib. I expect us to pull this one out, and I'm not going to belabor that point. I'm just going to go bounce pass through the legs to 2.0.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Wow. They might have an incentive to win this game. They've lost 2 in a row. Yes, they're coming off of a second game. They're in the second game of a back-to-back. Okay, they just came in from Boston. They had to fly down here, the overnight, But we don't know. The Knicks inconsistency can creep in any game. It could be we could beat the Lakers tomorrow and lose to the Timberwolves the next day. It's like how do you call these guys? All you can say is that if the energy from Thursday night's game carries over to tonight, I know that we are going to be in the stands doing the best that we can, to provide some of that hometown, cooking. But it's hard to call this game. They other than the fact that they don't have Clarence LeVert.
You forgot, though. You forgot. Papi Santos is going to have that talk with them prior to the game tonight.
He is.
You forgot.
Oh, yeah,
Aren't you there tonight, Santos?
He said he's going to talk to
He's
Tibbs.
going to talk to Tibbs, yes.
Okay.
So all of the things that he's expounding to us and the Knicks City Dreams audience, he's going to put that in Tibbs' ear prior to the game.
Okay. All right.
Say it again, Bill. Say it again.
Go ahead and do the mix. But having all of that, yeah, we're a different team today. We beat them the last game. It was kind of close, but we beat them nonetheless. We're a better team than we were when we last met them. Okay. And who knows? Maybe the fact that the elf is out is motivating all of these guys to say, "Ooh, I'm going to get some run here tonight." I told you that Frank was going to be getting some game the last time. I did not expect that much from Burks, but I think Burks being moved to the 2 guard in that second rotation is where he wants to be, because that's what he was playing when in the beginning of the season. Remember, we started out, he was the 2 guard.
That's true.
And OJ was playing the 3, and he was scorching them. He was averaging around 20 points a game. So this is not a surprise that he does this. 20, 24 points, that's his game, if he's playing at his natural position. So I'm looking forward to, having said all of that, more of the same. More of the same. I'm not sure that we're going to get more, a larger score or even that large of a differential in the score, but we're going to play off. Our team is going to play offense, and we're going to have to play tougher defense because their bigs are big.
Yeah.
Their bigs are big, and so hoping for the best. I'm still saying 110 to.
Hold it. Save the score. We still got time. Just pass the ball, bro. Pass the rock.
Running off the basketball court with the ball, man. We need that. We need to keep the ball.
Hey, yo, if I don't play, I'm taking the ball with me.
We ain't gonna invite you to play with us again, man.
That's how we do, man. What am I going to do?
You might get this guy.
You play by yourself, man.
All right, here, I'm going to give a no look pass to Santana, man.
I know it hurt you. It hurt you to let that ball go, boy.
So check this out, man. In my opinion, the keys to victories for this game against the Pacers is getting them in foul trouble, isolating Sabonis, isolating Miles, and forcing them to play D and get in foul trouble. That has to be part of the strategy. It can't be just we're going to play solid D and we're going to try to win this game with our defense. No. On offense, we got to isolate these cats and get them in foul trouble. Because you get them in foul trouble, they're going to have to sit on the bench. That opens up the game to make the game easier for us. So that's the approach. So I'm going to be whispering in Tibbs' ear.
All right.
When I get to the guard and say, my man, I'm sure you got a game plan for this game. I just want to drop a few nuggets in your ear so that you could, keep them in your back pocket and pull them out when you need to pull them out. But you want to isolate these cats. Because if you let them, if you don't put them on the defensive, meaning Sabonis meaning Miles, where they Miles is going to be most effective near the rim. Pull him to the perimeter, right? Do a switch where he has to face Randall, because Randall can hit you from 3. He could take you off the dribble. He could take it to the basket. He could post you up. So you got to be smart. You don't want to, try to match body with Miles, because Miles is a big boy. He's a big boy. He can handle it. So you pull him out, make him play you on the perimeter. Try to get him to, fake him and jump into him and shoot a free throw. Do it quickly to get him in foul trouble. Okay, pull the quickly on him. Okay, Sabonis, you can bump and grind. Even though Sabonis, he's a little stocky, he's worked out as well. But you pull him also. That's the formula or the key to victory, in my opinion, to make the game easier for us on offense. Okay, and then the defense, if we're solid, we should be good. No Jay has to be aggressive attacking the basket. Don't settle for the 3. Square up, get the body, feel the body and take it strong to the basket. Don't take it off balance, because that's a weak shot. Take it strong. So
that you have a better chance of either getting the basket or at least getting a foul.
Exactly.
You notice when he goes up weak, they won't even give you the foul.
No, man, no. Yeah. He's not taking it. Okay, his strongest move is when he's backing somebody down. He could do that. He got confidence. He could play that bully ball. But when you turn around to shoot, you got to go strong just the same. If you approach or attack the rim that way, your chances of making it are better and or getting fouled. When you take an off-balance shot like this, that's horrible. It's just bad. And then the X factor for me in this game is going to be OB, because I think OB is on the cusp of exploding. Every game you're seeing a little bit more. Different guys are starting to recognize him because he's running the floor, and they could get him the ball. So he could be that X factor in today's game. With that said, I'm going to do a nice little side pass to my man Dream. Let me go this way, so that way, yeah. Let's do it that way. Go ahead, Dream, do your thing.
I'm going to come up with the left, pull it back down, send it back up with the right.
Ooh, you do it.
Yes.
I saw NJ do that one time.
That's it, man. So basically, things we need to watch out for. We got to watch in the last game, man. They shot 50 3-point attempts. 50-5-0. That's 5-0 threes attempted. Not made, but attempted. So we need to be watching our P's and Q's, running them off that line, and then probably just take whatever hits us on the inside. That's fine, like push them in for them 2s rather than them 3s, like 2.0 always says. That's a big thing we need to take into this game today. At least keep an eye out for that. This team, like we've been saying, no joke, they're solid in both areas. They rank 15th in both areas, dead center of the league, in offense and in defense. So they are not to be played with or taken lightly, or think we're going to just impose ourselves any which way we want. We're going to have to come in there, put a foot on the neck for a little bit, and then even that might not be enough. But that's the attack mode. I agree with you, Santana, that we need to come into this game, take it to them. Just like Derek did, first play of the game, right down the hole, boom. And they were like, oh, okay, it's going to be that kind of a game from you guys. And he set the tone for the rest of the team. And they were like, oh, okay, I guess we'll be aggressive with them. And it just seemed like the rest of the play took off from there, Bounce back games. This is another team just like Utah for Rivers. So I don't know if he gets thrown into the game. Last time we played against him, he gave us a little 15 points and helped us clear out in the fourth quarter to win the game. I'm not saying too much, but that's just a little nugget thrown out there. And Barrett, both games against him, he scored over 20 points, 26 and 25 in both games. So maybe he gets his act back together. What I've noticed that Tibbs is doing, he's not robbing him of his confidence. He's just taking some minutes away till he figures it out. You're not doing 35 minutes no more. We're going to take you to 25. And you figure it out in those 25 minutes. And in those 25 minutes, he's still being efficient for us, at least last week we did, No crazy scoring outbursts, but he played a solid game, I'll say. Outside of that, I'll toss the ball around because I think I got fouled, so I'm gonna check with the ref, but I'm trying not to get teed up. Go ahead, Bill Shadamas.
Don't get teed up.
All
Now, remember, we caught a blast from our past that was doing damage to us, and we better not let this guy come on. Doug McDermott is giving us problems, so we have to make sure that this guy don't come in there making us wish that we would have kept him, because that's how he looked the last time we played. And I'm looking at him like, listen, you don't do this against everyone. You choose us to do this too. So I expect them to, pay a little more attention to him. And I expect the Riddler to have another good game, because if you, like you said, he had 25 and 26 in the previous 2 games. I'm expecting another 20 plus game out of him.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll help him to come out of that what he's seemingly in like somewhat of a slump. Maybe this game can help pull him all the way out.
Yeah.
And especially if he goes over 25 points, which is possible. So, we have to give the benefit of the doubt on that. We gotta hope that I don't want to call him Klay Thompson. I want to call him Allen Houston. Allen Houston 2.0. I hope he shows up again tonight, aka Alec Burks. If he can come back as strong as he did in the previous game, I see no reason why we don't, like, again, we're at the crib. And if these guys play to their potential, we should walk out of there with the W. I do agree with Santana with regard to how we have to make their big men. We have to pull them out, make them play some one-on-one defense. It'll be easier to do that with Sabonis, guessing that Sabonis will be on Randall most of the time. But even if say if we have Taj in there against Turner, he can make Turner work. Taj is an old savvy vet, and he could get some basket. He'll get some offensive rebound baskets, and you never know. He'll probably pull he could pull Turner out to the 3-point line. You see, Taj drops a 3 every now and then, although we don't really want him to take threes, but he's capable.
Okay.
So he may have to take 1 or 2 just to pull Turner out, and otherwise we'll get him on switches, as Papi Santos said. We can get him on switches on Randall, and Randall can take you in or out. So I do agree we have to make those guys work. And I'm going to go back to what I was saying previously about the Riddler. Okay, take it to the hole. That's your best part of the game. However, there are times when you're already in the hole, because he seemingly gets to the hole. When he's going left and he goes strong, he gets to jump on guys and he goes. But sometimes he takes it too far in there, and then he's only left with these seemingly weak type of layups. Sometimes you get in there, and instead of going all the way in, pull up for that soft 6 to 8 foot jump shot. That's there for you all the time, especially on your left side, because the guy is basically on your right shoulder. And, stop and pop, as Uncle Clyde would say. And then we gotta anticipate Rose having a good start. Who's their point guard?
Brogdon.
Brogdon's their point?
Yeah.
So Brogdon's going to be on Rose? Okay. Yeah. I think Rose can get by him. I mean, Brogdon is a solid player. However, Rose is older, a little more savvy, and Rose gets to the hole anyway, seemingly whenever he wants to. It's just that his finishes have been inconsistent. But if Rose has a good game, and Rose has improved his 3-point shooting. And I saw him in an interview indicating that when he was here, a couple of seasons ago, he basically admitted that he wasn't listening to the coaching. He said they wanted me to, I'm paraphrasing, but they wanted me to shoot threes. But I figured we had Melo, and he named someone else. We had them. Those guys, I thought that they were better 3-point shooters, so I didn't do what I was told to do. I heard him admit that in an interview. So Since he's come back, though, we've seen he's pulling up from three, and he's dropping them at a nice clip. I don't know what the stats are, but he's dropping them at a nice clip. And lastly, I just wanted to know who's out. So I'm gonna ask the Czar, Dream Czar, who's out for Indiana.
They don't have too many guys listed out as of yesterday. I didn't see anything today, but Levert is really the only major.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. Well, he's a good player, so him not being there,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And they come into the game less that position and the trade of Oladipo out too. So we played twice against Oladipo, so or at least one at a time. Maybe the first time.
I think the first time, yeah.
First
time. Okay. All right. So that's all. Like I said, we at the crib. We don't let Dougie McBuckets show off. We try to keep we keep their big man that I like to call Lord of the Rings face. That dude, he looks like a character from Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Sabonis. He just does. Keep him in check. We keep Brogdon in check. And don't let these ancillary guys have the game of their life. And we'll be just fine. With that being said, let me go 2.0. Keep your eyes open, because even though you don't see me, I see you. Here you go. Pass over to 2.0.
I'm going in with the John Starks tomahawk dunk on MJ and the boy.
With the left? All right.
Listen, that last game that we won, by the way, I think Quigley only had 9 points. And Burks wasn't even playing. So I say that to say that the last game that we played, they combined for 49 points. 25 and 24. I'll take half of that 49. I'll take 25 points between the two of them, and we still win this game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm expecting Burks to be right back in rhythm where he was before the injury. He's going to give me his 20, and Quigley's confidence, he's going to give me his 20 plus. And that's going to be the difference, man. That's going to be the difference in the game. I mean, we won only by about 6 points or something like that. I think it's a 106, 102 the last time that we met them. They had the same team then that they had now. Okay. Clarence LeVert was not playing then. He's not playing now. So,
but we had Mitch, though.
And we had Mitch. He had 19 on the boys that day. And No Jay, I think he had 24.
20, yeah.
Okay, I'm not, I don't remember these things. I was looking at the stats from that game. But they all played too many minutes. They were all up there in 30 minutes. And even No Jay played 42.
Wow.
Okay. But now yesterday's game is everybody playing in the 20s. Even though I felt that the starting unit was there too long in the third quarter, they were all in the 20s. It was great. It was like we just had too many players with fresh legs at the end of the game for the other team. And if he does that again, not the third quarter so much, but if he allows everybody to play 15, 20 minutes and let the starters get their 25, 28, you keep fresh legs in, running. And I think I want to take up that point that I think Santana made. Obi, man. There was a number of times that boy runs out. He runs out right away. He's waiting for somebody to see him. Everybody's dribbling with the head down or something. They don't see him. And if you just throw a couple of those passes, man, like it was said before, it opens up the game.
Right.
All you need is a couple of fast breaks for the coach to call timeout, and then what you do, and then everybody starts to now having to play out to these plays instead of sagging in the paint, because that's where we run into trouble. The one thing that I did not see, and maybe that their defense is so weak that they don't play that type of game. They came with the double team a couple of times. But by then, it was probably just out of desperation. The Knicks need to handle that double team because that's what the Pacers are going to do to us. They're going to double team the guards at the top of the key, a la that last game when they were taking the ball away from Rose. Okay, they're not going to go under that screen and let Rose take those free 3-pointers. So we have to figure out a way to beat their double teaming. And if we don't, it's going to be an interesting game. And if we do, it's going to be an interesting game, but we're going to be up at the end of the game. Having said that, I'll give it to Santana.
Give us your score, Henry.
Okay, so I was saying that it was going to be, I think I upgraded to 115-102.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, I think we pretty much nailed it in terms of our analysis for this game, or at least the game plan that we believe should be implemented to get a victory. So I feel the Knicks can win this game 110-105.
Okay.
That's my prediction for this game.
Close one, no?
Dream.
And now I'm gonna pass it to my man Dream.
And Dream's gonna end his night like Spud Webb in the '86 dunk contest.
All right.
Take it back. So anyway, and that's it with my short guys dunks. So
Okay.
I say we come back, try to run the same energy, same lineup. The problem, like I agree with 2.0. Somehow, really, the only person I really need to worry about minutes is Derrick Rose, because we got to run this back tomorrow against Detroit. So
Right.
we need him to be fresh more than anybody else in the whole team. You know what I'm saying? We need the same energy, the same focus, and the same awareness, defensive awareness, because there was a lot of little pocket steals and ripping balls out of hands that we did to Sacramento. That was nice. Franklin and the team that did that. And so that was nice to see on the defensive end. So we need to keep our defensive awareness and our energy up. And if we do that, I say we come in 114-109 Knicks.
Okay.
And before I go out of bounds, I'm going to throw it between my legs. A hard bounce pass to the big man coming down the middle. There's the Thomas. Take it away.
And I'm a Darryl Dawkins. I'm pulling the whole backboard down.
Oh, boy.
They're gonna have to stop the game.
Glass all over the place.
Grass all over the place. They got to stop the game, bring the brooms out. And it's funny because I usually write down my score before you guys even make yours. And I have written down, very close to you, Dream. I said 114-108.
There you go. All right. Okay. Sweet. That's the same thing happened with Bugs the other day, remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so I think it'll be very interesting. What I'm going to try and do tonight is I'm going to try to do an on location thing for bits and pieces of the game.
All right.
So do a
Tibbs? You mean?
Huh?
You're gonna interview Tibbs?
Let's see if I get access.
I don't think you can't put that on camera.
No.
Your talk with Tibbs, you can't put that on camera.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's got to be confidential.
Because then
It
you're gonna have
gets
people-
out. It gets out to the.
it gets out, and then they'll start scouting
Yeah,
through us. So
Yeah.
we don't want the opposing teams to do that.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes, that's your insider.
But that'll be cool if you can do that on location.
Yeah,
go
yeah,
live
yeah.
on location a little bit.
A little bit, because technically you're not supposed to do it during the game and stuff. Because it's licensed product.
Yeah,
But leading up to the game, you could,
Right.
show the arena and talk and stuff like that. So I may send out another one of these, and then we could have a little chat, just before game time and maybe a halftime or something like that.
Cool.
Have some fun with it.
We'll tune in.
So as we always say at the close of another episode of Nick's Dream, once a Nick.
Always the Nick.
All right now.
And
All
salute
right
to Kobe for joining the dunk contest.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes.
There you go.
I want to see Obi versus Zion in the dunk contest.
Hopefully Zion's playing, so he hasn't made a decision completely yet. But this